(2024).
6:30, we'll call the meeting to order. Madam Clerk, please call roll.
Ronnie Bush. Samuel Newton.
Here.
Luann Hayes.
Here.
Casey Anthony.
Present.
William Hadley.
Here.
Jim Hart.
Here.
Kurt Copeland.
Here.
Adam Modero.
Here.
Larry Jogers.
Here.
Brooke Deininger.
Here.
Scott Helms.
Present.
Jackie DeMeester.
Here.
Nicole Baker.
Here.
Steve Fripp. Brian Brandt. Tim Whalen.
Yes, ma'am.
Ronnie Bush.
Here.
14 present, 2 absent.
Very good. Mr. Jogers, would you lead us in prayer, and Mr. Copeland the pledge?
Dear Heavenly Father, we come to you in the name of Jesus. Father, tonight we invite you into this meeting to guide us with your wisdom in every issue we discuss and vote on for the citizens of this county. We are forever grateful for your help and guidance. Help us bring you honor in all that we do and say. Blessed are you, Heavenly Father, as we look forward to your Son's return. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Before I ask for approval of the agenda, I will be removing from the Administration Committee the resolution declaring Stephenson County a sanctuary county. I have a few board members who are absent tonight who would ask to be put on record for a vote, and have asked that I put this off until a later date. I would also ask that we amend the agenda once approved to move the strategic vision and goals presentation underneath action out of executive session. So with that, is there a motion to approve the agenda?
Move to approve.
By Mr. Newton, is there a second? Mr. Jogers? Is there any discussion? Would you like to make the amendment, please?
Yeah, I'll make the amendment to approve the strategic vision and goals item number 19 in the packet to right after the collective bargaining agreement in the action out of executive session.
Is there a second?
Second.
By Mr. Copeland, a discussion on the amendment. All those in favor of the amendment, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All those in favor of the agenda as amended, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that passes. Consent agenda, is there anyone that would like to remove A or B from the consent agenda? Seeing none, is there a motion to approve the consent agenda? And Mr. Whalen, is there a second?
Second.
By Mrs. Hayes. Any discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please take roll.
Tim Whalen.
Yes.
Ronnie Bush.
Yeah.
Samuel Newton.
Aye.
Luann Hayes.
Yes.
Casey Anthony.
Aye.
William Hadley.
Yes.
Jim Hart.
Aye.
Kurt Copeland.
Aye.
Adam Modero.
Aye.
Larry Jogers.
Aye.
Brooke Deininger.
Aye.
Scott Helms.
Aye.
Jackie DeMeester.
No.
Nicole Baker.
Aye.
13A, 1 nay. Motion passes.
Very good. Is there anyone that would like to speak for public comment? If so, please come up to the podium, state your name. You'll be given 3 minutes.
My name's Carl Braun, County District D. I speak to the resolution declaring Stephenson County a non-sanctuary county. I'm ashamed that this county board found it necessary to formulate such a spurious resolution. I'm certain it was encouraged by the majority members of this board in an attempt to fearmonger. The language aligns with the national political rhetoric spewed by leaders and members of the Republican Party at all levels of government. Members of this board feel the need to support these positions. The citizens that support those members may believe they are in danger of being overrun or replaced by any people who look different or speak a different language than they do. Some members of this board use this falsehood to encourage xenophobic and inhuman behaviors. Scaremongering, xenophobia, and nativism are key political strategies of some members of this board, although none would admit it. Every citizen agrees that immigration and control of our borders is an issue that needs urgent attention. There was a bipartisan border bill a few weeks back that was presented by Republican legislators' allegiance to the former president. It was not a perfect bill, but it was progress. This resolution does nothing productive to address the issue of immigration in our county, except to build imaginary walls at the county lines. Further, every use of the word illegal in this resolution should be stricken and be replaced by the word undocumented. The use of the word illegal was intentional and is inflammatory. In this country, no matter your skin color, gender, sexual preference, or ethnicity, we are guaranteed that if arrested, we are presumed innocent until proven guilty. Therefore, anyone not proven to be illegal must be assumed to be innocent. Finally, the resolution pledges to prioritize the expenditure of taxpayer funds to its legal residents in need, including senior citizens, families living below the poverty level, veterans, the homeless, the disabled, and those in need of social services already here in Stephenson County. As you honor this pledge, I hope it will mean the end of the virulent campaign against the public nursing home in Stephenson County. In a county aging and decreasing in population, the board might consider what this resolution literally says and implies to anyone who may want to consider Freeport and Stephenson County as a home. It is essentially useless, except as a political statement and as a sorry blot on this county. This was a waste of your time that could have been much better spent working to improve the lives of Stephenson County citizens. Thank you.
Next.
Hi, my name is Christine Edie, and I'm a resident of District D. And I recently needed to look for nursing care for my mom, and after 3 years of living in my home and then 6 months in assisted living, we found that she needed more extensive care. When my siblings and I visited Walnut Acres, we were impressed with the dedication and attentiveness and care that the staff were providing. Sitting down with the administrator, Ivy, placement there sounded promising until she told me she was only an interim director and would be leaving soon. Because of that fact and all the uncertainty about whether Walnut Acres would be sold or closed, we just couldn't be confident that other staff wouldn't also leave. The situation just seemed too unstable. How sad that we had to reject a place that offered good care because some members of this board, specifically Mr. Helms and Mr. Whalen and others, were untruthful about its sales status and won't let TCM, who they are paying to manage Walnut Acres, hire a competent permanent administrator. Instead, they're wasting money, $880 a day, to pay an interim administrator. I'm only hoping that by the time my mom runs out of money, because she's at a facility that does not take Medicaid patients, Walnut Acres will be running smoothly and without the constant threat of being lost to our community. And just a PS, several months ago I spoke by phone with Ms. DeMeester, a member of the nursing home committee, who doesn't believe in nursing homes. She stated that they all give poor care and that all families should take their loved ones into their own homes and care for them. I'm glad her circumstances allowed for this, but how insensitive to assume all people are able to do this. I feel this was a poor appointment to put someone who doesn't believe in nursing homes on this committee. Thank you for listening to my comments. Please make it clear to the public that Walnut Acres is not for sale, and let TCM hire a permanent administrator ASAP. That would do a lot in maintaining and hiring new staff and attracting new residents to our nursing home.
My name is Lynette Williams. I live in County Board District E. I read with interest Stephen Judd's letter to the editor about Walnut Acres Nursing Home. And in this letter, he asked pertinent questions on why the board had not responded to the news conference held on the grounds of Walnut Acres. The news conference led by Mr. Hart, Ms. Anthony, and Mr. Monroe highlighted specific facts from documents which had to be FOIA'd to uncover the facts surrounding the sale of Walnut Acres. And if you follow the information and the dates of that information, you discover Walnut Acres had in fact not been for sale for quite a time. And Mr. Helms had wasted time and resources doing exploratory work, trying to hire legal counsel to consummate the sale. Even though the objective obligations for a sale had not been met. I totally agree with Mr. Judd. Mr. Helms comes back with no facts to change the news conference information. It leads me to this conclusion. Walnut Acres, also known as Stephenson Nursing Center, is not for sale and apparently has not been since the middle of 2023. Since Walnut Acres is not for sale now is the time to get a permanent facility administrator. Stephenson County has an interim in place at the county cost of $880 per day. Yes, I did say per day. Exorbitant fees. I'm understanding that TCM has recommended to the hiring committee a recent candidate. Public listening, keep in mind that this is part of the TCM management agreement. First, why the need in a hiring committee? Those on it are no more nursing educated than the members of the Nursing Center Committee. Mike Filippo, CFO of TCM, has 30 years experience in the nursing center industry, and his recommendation should be a gold standard. I urge the hiring committee to seriously consider stepping up their interview process. The waste of dollars with an interim facility administrator is wasteful spending. These taxpayer funds could be used elsewhere, possibly to pay TCM the management fees the county owes them, which are accruing interest because they are past due. The board and the committee need to stop the meddling and let the professionals do their job. Finally, I have a dream. What if Walnut Acres could become a showcase for the state of Illinois on what working together for the betterment of the people, citizens and residents of Stephenson County? No gamemanships, just good common sense. Thank you.
Anyone else? All right, seeing none, we will be moving into executive session, 5 ILCS 120/2C2, collective negotiating matters between the public body and its employees or their representatives for deliberations concerning salary schedules for one or more classes of employees. Is there a motion to go into executive session?
Motion to go into this session.
Mr. Bush made the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
All right, Mrs. Deininger, Madam Clerk, please take roll.
Ronnie Bush.
Aye.
Samuel Newton. Luann Hayes.
Yes.
Casey Anthony.
Aye.
William Hadley.
Yes.
Jim Hart.
Aye.
Kurt Copeland.
Aye.
Adam Modero.
Aye.
Larry Jogers.
Aye.
Brooke Deininger.
Aye.
Scott Holmes.
Aye.
Jackie DeMeester.
Aye.
Nicole Baker.
Aye.
Tim Whalen.
Yes.
14 A, 0 nay. Motion carries.
Very good. If the public would please exit the room, we will let you know when we're back in session.
Resume regular
So
session, March 21st, 2024.
Are we good on YouTube? Georgia, we're good to go? Good. Okay, we came out of executive session, no action was taken. Ms. Baker.
I make a motion to approve the collective bargaining agreement between AFSCME Council 31 and its local 2399 and the Stephenson County Nursing Center as presented in executive session.
All right, is there a second? By Mr. Whalen, is there any discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please take roll.
Nicole Baker.
Aye.
Tim Whalen.
Yes.
Ronnie Bush.
Yes.
Samuel Newton.
Aye.
Luann Hayes.
Aye.
Casey Anthony.
Aye.
William Hadley.
Yes.
Jim Hart.
Aye.
Kurt Copeland.
Aye.
Adam Modero.
Aye.
Larry Jogers.
Aye.
Brooke Deininger.
Aye.
Scott Helm.
Aye.
Jackie DeMeester.
Aye.
14A, 0 nay. Motion carries.
Very good, thank you. We'll move on to approval of strategic vision and goals presented by Eric Dregney, Next Level Strategic Planning. Eric, if you'd come up, please. Thank you very much for making the trip tonight.
You bet. Are you going to show it or
Go right
just talk
ahead.
through it?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Good evening, everybody. As was said, I'm Eric Dregney with Next Level. We provide services, strategic planning services to all kinds of organizations, including counties and cities and nonprofits and the like. So it was a great privilege and pleasure to work with the Stephenson County Board to develop the strategic plan that you have all seen and have the opportunity to approve tonight. I'm just going to walk through some highlights of some of the elements in the plan just for a few minutes to give everybody sort of a outline view of what's contained in the plan, and then we'll leave it all to you. So the plan was designed with the idea of first taking a look at how we hope Stephenson County looks in the future. So we set a 2050 vision statement. I'll go ahead and read that because I think, so you're sort of imagining yourself in Stephenson County in 2050. Stephenson County is a prosperous and welcoming community where families from all backgrounds enjoy high-quality homes in safe, sustainable neighborhoods in both urban and rural settings. Employment is plentiful and people have access to the health and social services they need. Well-maintained roads and accessible transportation systems make getting to work, school, entertainment, and activities easy and affordable for young and old people alike. Stephenson County's government is trusted thanks to a diverse group of leaders that reflect the community by having open communication both internally and externally. This has created a ripple effect in the community, encouraging more involvement in the community, organizations, and leadership. A strong commitment to having best practices, standards, procedures in place, and using them has made the government, staff, and board efficient and effective. So that's what we're aiming for when we think about a plan like this. This plan takes about a 24 to 36 month look, and it creates a set of strategies to work on in those 24 to 36 months towards that vision that I just read. The plan is broken into focus areas. I'll hit on each one of them briefly. Community safety is one, economic development another, effective government another. Accessible transportation, reliable communication, health and social services, and parks and facilities. So I'll just hit a few highlights of strategies and the way the plan is developed. So for example, in community safety, there's also a vision statement for community safety. There are a set of strategies related to driving community safety. I'll read a few of those. And then in each section, there are progress measured, and I'll read a few of those just at a high level. So, obviously you guys can all read the plan in more detail and have at this point. So some of the key strategies as it relates to community safety are focused on strengthening and supporting resident engagement, holding more engagement meetings, town halls, et cetera, to identify differences in the need in urban versus rural settings and trying to respond to those needs. Supporting and evaluating the crime suppression unit program, supporting the social service officer program, and evaluating additional investment in officers for the sheriff's department. These are a few of them. There are other strategies, and some of the ways you can look for the county to be measuring progress as it relates to community service or community safety rather are continued improvement in crime data, residential and business engagement in crime and safety programming, emergency service response times, residents reporting that they actually feel safe, and more visits to area businesses and use of parks and amenities. So that's a snapshot of the community safety strategy. Under economic development, again, there's a vision statement and a set of strategies and a set of progress measures. Some of the key strategies are working with the Greater Freeport Partnership to strengthen and expand things like business retention and expansion, workforce housing, workforce skill training and entrepreneurship, identifying and developing industrial space to support business expansion, reviewing county policies to streamline and reduce hurdles for business development, reviewing and identifying incentives for developers and others. Some of the progress measures that you can look for the county to use to measure economic development progress are jobs, average wages, business retention and startups, commercial construction, having shovel-ready sites available, housing units, those types of things. If we look at the next focus area, effective government, this is looking internally at the county and the way the government works. Again, a vision statement that sets out how we hope to see the government be effective and efficient. Key strategies are related to are some of these. Board meetings are respectful and efficient, empowering department heads through improved communication and collaboration, streamlining and standardizing systems to improve efficiency, fully implementing centralized data and communication systems, developing a human resource director position to improve retention and streamline hiring, establish succession planning process for director level and other key positions. Those are the key strategies. You could look for the county to measure progress in this area through a dashboard that will be created to communicate progress on some of the measures, including turnover, budget performance, productivity, benchmarking Stephenson County's performance against other like-sized county governments, improving retention rates for employees, those sorts of progress measures. There are more, again, but just keeping it at a high level here. The next focus area, accessible transportation. Again, a vision statement. Some of the key strategies are supporting and evaluating a comprehensive road plan, reviewing equipment condition and establishing a replacement plan, exploring policies for UTV use on county roads and trails, supporting advocacy efforts for expanded bus and train services, and exploring route enhancements that might provide more bus service throughout Freeport. Progress measures would be looking at road and equipment condition and having that mapped and be able to see that those are both continually improving. Transportation funding being received from external sources, so counties that plan well and are ready to receive funding get more funding. And so it's a great marker to use to measure your preparedness. Usage of trails and bus ridership. and then citizen feedback as well. The next focus area is reliable communication. Again, there's a vision statement that lays out a vision for improving communication in the county. The key strategies over the next couple of years focus on reviewing and evaluating emergency communication systems, updating access and outage maps related to internet service so we can improve internet service throughout the county, updating coverage and outage maps as it relates to cellular service in the county, working with the private sector again to improve those services, and then engaging and aligning partners such as Greater Freeport Partnership, regional economic development partners, and service providers to improve access to high-speed internet and cellular networks. Measuring looks like, oops, sorry, I flipped the page on myself there. Looks like emergency communication system readiness, high-speed internet service maps, and showing that more and more households have high-speed internet access, and again, looking at cellular service, as well as in measuring investment by providers, partners, and the county in these types of services. The next focus area is health and social services. Again, a vision statement. Some of the key strategies are focused on engaging and exploring the emerging local food efforts that support local farmers and provide healthy local foods to residents, evaluating health and wellness programming benefits for county staff to improve health and wellness outcomes and support county employee retention, exploring the county's role in development of health and social services coalition. So, how can we improve and support the efforts of groups like the 708 Board. Performance measures would be increased access to healthy local food, the county staff having services and programs that benefit their health, and retention improving as a result, engaging and engage in representative coalition that's monitoring health and wellness programs in the community, and then progress being tracked on a dashboard of social and health determinants. And I think last but not least, parks and facilities. Again, a vision statement followed by some key strategies that look like this. Evaluating all building and facilities and creating a long-range plan, facility plan for our parks program facilities. Using long-range facility plan and engaging partners and external funding opportunities. Assessing and developing plan and funding for ongoing park recreation infrastructure maintenance and replacement, and evaluating the cost benefit of maintenance director position versus the contracted maintenance services. Some of the performance measures would include having that long-range facility plan and capital plan to keep our parks looking great and well-maintained, completing that cost-benefit analysis, having a report on park and recreation facilities 2 times a year so that we maintain awareness of progress in that area, benchmarking our facility investments and needs to life-size counties, and tracking external funding and partnership support. So that's a high-level look at the plan. Happy to entertain any questions or comments from the board.
Okay, before we do that, I want to thank you, Eric. It was a really good process. Very impressed with the way you conducted it, and I appreciate that. Moreover, I just want to thank the county board for agreeing to engage in this. I've been wanting to do this for the better part of 6 years, so I appreciate that this board was the first to approve the funding to get this done. If it is approved tonight, I will be creating subcommittees immediately and asking for people on the board to work those to enact what we've already discussed and hopefully approve tonight. Are there any questions for Mr. Dregney? Any comments?
My lad.
No, it's not, but go ahead.
I just wanted to say I thought you did an excellent job as well. I appreciated what you did. I've been to a number of these, and that was, you conducted that just as well as I've ever seen done. The rest is obviously up to us to to make it happen. But thank you so much for the effort.
You bet.
Anyone else?
Scott?
Oh, yeah. Go ahead, Mr. Bush.
Again, yeah, thank you for helping us go through this planning. But one thing that you and I had talked about, and I had concerns, the vision. I looked at that was quite lengthy. Numerous planning I've been through that have been kind of short and very memorable. Is it, and maybe that could be handled in the subcommittees that Scott's talking about doing it, but is that the proper way of doing that, of shortening the vision?
Well, there's different approaches to a vision. So in the case of a government with a wide range of responsibilities to its citizens, the vision ends up sort of falling into two parts. So you'll notice I read two paragraphs. One was really focused externally on the vision for the county, looking out into the county. And the second paragraph was looking internally at how the county works and how the county government works. So right away you end up with two ideas there. How do we want to act as an organization is the second paragraph. And what impact do we want to have on the county is what that first paragraph is about. You could certainly shorten both of those paragraphs if you wanted to. But what I like about what you guys put into those, first of all, you guys created those. The board created those during our session. What I would say is appropriate about what's in there is that they do really hit on all of the different things that the county does, both internally and externally.
Even as the second part, I look at that as more of a value, which speaks about what the board is.
Yeah.
And even getting back to the vision, what I was looking at, that the part that I was thinking that it could be cut off, even after that, it's stating the same thing over and over again. So that's what I'm saying. I just think that it could be, a lot of that could be eliminated. Like I said, that could be the discussion for later on, but that's just my opinion. That's how I looked at it.
Yeah. The other idea too is that this is a working document, right? So you should set a vision and aim for that vision. But if you decide you want to adjust what that vision looks like or how it's presented, maybe give it a year and come back and see how you're doing and if it still makes sense. I think that's a perfectly normal thing for any organization working their strategic plan on a regular basis to do.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Bush. Anyone else? Okay, Eric, thank you.
Thanks very much.
With that, is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
By Mr. Modero, is there a second?
Second.
And Ms. Hayes, is there any further discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please take roll.
Adam Modero.
Aye.
Larry Jokers.
Aye.
Brooke Deininger.
Aye.
Scott Helms.
Aye.
Jackie DeMeester.
No.
Nicole Baker.
Aye.
Tim Whalen.
Yes, ma'am.
Ronnie Bush.
Yes.
Samuel Newton.
Aye.
Luann Hayes.
Aye.
Casey Anthony.
Aye.
William Hadley.
Aye.
Jim Hart.
Yes, ma'am.
Kurt Copeland.
Aye.
13A, 1 nay, motion carries.
All right, very good. Thank you. There is no unfinished business, so we will move to the two proclamations. The first is approval of National Ag Day. On National Ag Day, Stephenson County recognizes the significant impact agriculture plays within our county, state, and country. Agriculture is Illinois' #1 industry and employs citizens across this state. From farm fields to urban farms and to the manufacturing of food and fiber, agriculture is essential to the daily lives of American citizens. Whereas Illinois accounts for 70,700 farms, which equates to 26,300,000 acres. Whereas 96% of farms are family-owned within Illinois. Whereas agriculture contributes a total of $543.1 billion in agriculture products. Whereas the total value of crops in 2022 was $281 billion, up 45% from 2017. For livestock, the value is $262 billion, up 35%. Whereas the American farmer represents one of the oldest professions in our country, the farmer has evolved to embrace new technologies that protect our soil, water, and air. Now, therefore, the Stephenson County Board recognizes March 19th, 2024 as National Agriculture Day. This board calls on our citizens to recognize and celebrate the contributions farmers and farm families have made to better the lives of our citizens. Is Victoria Hansen here tonight from the Farm Bureau? No, she is not. Okay. Is there a motion to approve? By Mr. Jogers, is there a second?
Second.
By Mrs. Baker, is there any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. The next is approval of National Health Week proclamation. Whereas the first week of April each year is National Public Health Week, and whereas the American Public Health Association has proclaimed April 1st through the 7th of 2024 to be National Public Health Week, and the theme of the 2024 National Public Health Week to be Protecting, Connecting, and Thriving. We're all public health. And whereas the goal of the 2024 National Public Health Week is to recognize contributions of public health, and whereas we know that we can make our community healthier, safer, and stronger when we support and stay engaged with one another. And whereas the Stephenson County Health Department does wholeheartedly endorse and support said proclamation. Carrie Whipple, would you like to come up, please? Is there a motion to approve? Mr. Newton, second by Ms. Deininger. Is there any discussion on that? Okay. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. We have Executive Director Carrie Whipple here from the Health Department. You have the floor.
Thank you. Hello, my name is Carrie Whipple, and I knew Craig as I keep being referred to, just in case you don't know who I am. The purpose of the Stephenson County Public Health Hero Award is to acknowledge and thank those who have made major contributions in public health and the health of our community. When we talk about community or public health, we often refer to prevention, promotion, and protection, and I believe our three awardees exemplify all of these. Our first public health hero is Sarah Lewis. I'm going to ask her to come up. Sarah has been in education in Freeport for over 30 years. Sarah is currently the principal of the Banks for Gagna Educational Center. Banks for Gagna is an alternative school here in Freeport, and basically Banks for Gagna gets any kid the other students don't want. Her students have issues ranging from autism to behavioral and violence issues and gang involvement. And while Sarah and her staff value education and instill this value in their students, they also deal with the other issues their students bring to school with them. For example, if in a typical school you might see a child sleeping, they might get disciplined. In Sarah's school, they let them sleep because they recognize that something might be going on in that child's house that keeps them from getting a good night's sleep, whether it's trauma, drama, whatever the case may be. Many times Sarah and her staff knows that something's going to happen with their students before anybody else does. The health department has been working with Sarah and her staff for a couple of months now on a grant aimed at increasing mental health among students post-pandemic. And we're doing this by increasing safe spaces in common rooms, increasing physical activity among students, and paying for staff to go to trainings. We're also working on creating an emergency plan for any future school shutdowns that would allow us to maintain the mental health among students. Sarah and her staff have taken advantage of everything that we've been able to offer them with such gratefulness. I asked her staff for some comments. Her staff says that she cares about her students and staff more than any other principal they work with. She takes time to get to know her staff and support them in all ways. One employee said she feels Sarah will always have her back and asks how she can help if needed. The families of the students know that if they call Sarah, she will answer. Sarah goes above and beyond to support and serve the community, and as one of her staff members said, I cannot think of anyone more deserving.
Sarah.
In case you didn't know how great she was, all of her family and staff were here. Okay, our second award goes to the Cedarville Lions Club. We have some representatives. I'd like to ask you to come up. The Cedarville Lions Club was chartered in 1991, and their mission is to participate in community service and raise funds to support their community, district, state, and global humanitarian projects. Their motto is, we serve. Together as a club, we've been able to participate in various events to provide aid to those who may need it, whether it be collecting food for the local pantry, participating with local businesses at their events, providing scholarships for graduating seniors in Stephenson County, or their annual car show to benefit Leader Dogs for the Blind, which last year raised over $10,000. The Lions Club hosts many health and wellness events as well, and in a better way to support our community, and they always include the health department. We've been providing an avenue to promote our services to those who can benefit from them. They also bring Santa Claus, movie night, trick or treat, Freeport Ford Christmas extravaganza, and the Easter Bunny to the kids in our community. And I can tell you from experience, my daughter loves every event that we go to. At every one of these events, they're collecting food and or donations to fund a family in need. They work tirelessly to do this. Congrats to the Cedarville Lions Club. And last but certainly not least, our award goes to Dr. Chad Reedy, if you would come up there. Dr. Reedy has served on the Stephenson County Board of Health since 2007. He served as a vice chair from 2010 to 2020. He has served as a chair since 2020. I've been told that he tried to retire from the board last year, but was convinced otherwise.
Still owes.
The Board of Health is a volunteer group, oftentimes thankless. You have a thankless job that is necessary to our health department. My predecessor, Craig Benton, had this to say about Dr. Reedy. Dr. Reedy was an exceptional board member who cared about the health department and people I'm sorry, I can't read my own words, about the health department and people in the county. He gave advice, participated in health department affairs and legislation, and spent many hours answering my questions and always answered me. He truly went the extra mile to serve the county. I can echo Craig's words and that Dr. Reedy has always been receptive to my many questions, emails, texts, and phone calls. He's been a wealth of information and has provided some important backup when needed. Congratulations, Dr. Reedy.
Thank you, Carrie. And I can say I've known Dr. Reedy for about 15 years or so, and he has just about the highest character of anyone I've met and commitment to public health. But probably his greatest accomplishment is his wife, who has stuck through all of it, so including me begging him to stay on. So thank you to you both. Greatly appreciate it. We will move on. We have a nursing center employee, Paula Kraft. Is Paula here tonight by chance? Don't see Paula. Paula has been an employee of Stephenson County at the Stephenson Nursing Center for 35 years. And that's quite an accomplishment. That's going through a lot of residents out there, and she's meant a lot to a lot of people. So if she's watching, I hope she is. Thank you. On behalf of the county, we greatly appreciate all of your commitment. Next, we have a presentation by Allegra Kozer of Tyler's Justice Center. Allegra, if you could come up, please. Thank you for coming tonight. And before you start, Casey Anthony had asked that we have presentations by members of the 708 board at the county board meetings, and we'll be doing that going forward. It's a great idea, glad to do it. So thank you for being our first one.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me here tonight. I'm very appreciative and happy to be here to share a little bit about Tyler's Justice Center for Children and what we do there. So we are a 501c3 nonprofit. We are based solely on donations and grants. We serve 3 counties, Daviess County, Carroll County, and Stephenson counties. And as a Children's Advocacy Center, we are one of 41 in the state of Illinois. So what we do is we provide services to children between the ages of 0 to 18 who disclose sexual abuse and or serious physical abuse. as well as providing services to their non-offending family members. So how Tyler's got, I guess, their start, their beginning as being a children's advocacy is because years and years ago, that particular child would have to talk to sometimes upwards of 15 people when they disclose sexual abuse. They might disclose to the principal, they're disclosing them to the counselor, then they're talking to a teacher, then they're talking to the police officer who comes to their house. Next they're talking to a detective, then they're talking to the prosecutor, then they're talking to a nurse and a doctor. And every single time that child is telling what happened to them over and over and over again, they're being traumatized over and over and over again. So that's how children's advocacy centers basically got started, was to lessen the trauma on a particular child. So now, with a children's advocacy center, that child only needs to talk to one person and one person only, and that is the forensic interviewer. So at our center, we provide forensic interviews to all these children, and the forensic interviewer is a very highly trained professional in these interviews that they conduct. We do not push children, we ask all open-ended questions, and we work, I guess, as a team. We work as a multidisciplinary team in which we work very closely with law enforcement, state's attorney's offices, DCFS, Voices, and Riverview Center. So as a team, we work for that child. We want the very best outcome that we can possibly get for that child and their non-offending family members. So I want to keep this brief. I can go on and on and on all night talking about what we do, but I know you have a lot of other things to discuss here tonight. So just some statistics that I'm going to throw out at you all. So our fiscal year at Tyler's Justice Center starts July 1st and goes through June 30th. So just this year alone, since the beginning of our fiscal year, we have conducted 109 forensic interviews. That's 109 too many interviews. For Stephenson County alone, we have conducted 70 forensic interviews. Carroll County, 22, and Joe Davies County, 17. Stephenson County, for new clients alone, we have 72 new clients and 56 non-offending family members. We have also provided 5 specialized medical exams for Stephenson County residents here. As a total, we have a total of 111 new clients so far this fiscal year, 92 total non-offending family members, and we have provided 7 specialized medical exams. So that's, I guess, kind of what we do in a nutshell. Again, I could go on and on and on. But one of the things that we do is we track those cases from the very first referral we get in reference to that case. And there's only 2 ways that we get referrals. It's either from law enforcement or DCFS. And then we schedule the forensic interview with whatever parent or guardian that child has. And then as a multidisciplinary team, we track that case all the way up until the end when that offender, if they go to prison. So we will track that case all the way through the end. Ultimately, we just want to promote healing for our children. I do have some handouts. I have a bunch of brochures on what our center does. I can set on the table over there in the corner for you all to take if you'd like when you leave. I also have a brochure on a guide for our families, what to expect. And also I have another handout. It just kind of talks about how we began. So it's some interesting and very good reading material. Now this is kind of a little off track, but April begins the month of child abuse awareness as well as sexual assault awareness. So I also do have a bunch of blue ribbons here, which I will leave on the table as well. If anybody wants to grab a blue ribbon and proudly wear it to promote awareness throughout the month of April, that would be fantastic. And I just want to leave you with this. I am very passionate about what I do and protecting our children, as are all of you sitting in this room. So I just want to leave you with this. This talks about the Blue Ribbon Campaign and how it came about. The Blue Ribbon Child Abuse Prevention Campaign began in 1989 by a Virginia grandmother, Bonnie Finney. Bonnie had one daughter who was married and had 3 children who were 16 months, 3 years old, and 4 years old. Bonnie states that she suspected her daughter and her husband used drugs, and she knew the couple had a stormy relationship. In her own words, Bonnie recalls a time when she was sure her grandchildren were being abused. It's been so long since I sat by his side in the hospital. Of course, I knew something was wrong as I sat there. I saw fear on his face, the bruises on his body, and the healing cigarette burns on his hands. Bonnie's grandson was placed in a foster home. He told his foster mom, "My mama doesn't love me." Months went by without Bonnie seeing her grandson. Bonnie states that she knew something was wrong, but her pleas for help went unheard. It wasn't until her 16-month-old granddaughter ended up in the hospital after being severely beaten and burned that the search began for Bonnie's missing grandson. His body was found in a swamp after he'd been dumped there 3 months earlier when he was beaten to death by his parents. Bonnie tied a blue ribbon to her van antenna to bring awareness to the community. Bonnie said, "Why the color blue? I never intend to forget the battered, bruised bodies of my grandchildren. Blue serves as a constant reminder to fight for our children." And that's what we all need to be doing. So I will leave some of these handouts as well back on the table back there. Does anybody have any questions for me or comments? I know I went kind of quick over my presentation, but again, I could talk forever about it. So, is there anything?
Thank you for what you do.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you, Allegra.
You're welcome.
All right, next we have Sheriff Stovall has some recognitions for some of his employees. You want to come up, gentlemen?
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, board members, for having us this evening. As a sheriff, I would like to extend my appreciation and recognition for the outstanding contributions and dedication demonstrated by these individuals standing before us this evening. At the start of my term, I wanted to be proactive in recognizing the men and the women of the Sheriff's Office for outstanding performances and amazing achievements. Over the past year, we have done just that, as this county board has witnessed. I am fortunate to have many outstanding professionals who excel at the Sheriff's Office every day. I am honored to recognize just a few of the many. In the realm of the Sheriff's Office, the commitment to uphold the values of professionalism, integrity, dedication, service, accountability, courage, and excellence to the community is paramount. It is evident that these professionals embody these principles every day, going above and beyond the call of duty to ensure the safety and well-being of our citizens. This group's collaborative spirit and willingness to work as a team reflects a shared commitment to achieving our collective goals and objectives. With professionals such as these, we are stronger as a Sheriff's Office. These individuals were nominated for these awards by their coworkers and or their supervisors. I have simply agreed with each of their nominations. Now for the awards and the recipients. Civilian Employee of the Year, Ashley Deutsch. Ashley is a telecommunicator for the Sheriff's Office. She is a 17-year employee with the Sheriff's Office. Corrections Officer of the Year, Andrew Benters. Andrew is a correctional officer at the jail. He is a 5-year employee with the Sheriff's Office. Deputy of the Year, Jamie Hare. Jamie is a road deputy. He is a 9-year employee with the Sheriff's Office. Manager of the Year, Sergeant Nate Atherton. Nate is a corrections sergeant at the jail. He is a 21-year employee with the Sheriff's Office. I would like to thank each of you once again for your exceptional service and tireless dedication to the safety and well-being of our community. We are immensely proud and to have you as a valued professional in the pursuit of justice and public safety. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Sheriff. Next, we have 3 appointments. How would the board like to handle that? When they like them individually or all together?
All together.
Okay, I'll read them first. We have approval of appointment of Todd McKenna to the ESTB 911 Board. Also an approval of the appointment of Molly Womack to the Freeport Mosquito Abatement District, and approval of the appointment of Rob Boyer to the Freeport Mosquito Abatement District. Is there a motion to approve all 3? Mrs. Deininger, is there a second?
Second.
And Mr. Hart, is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. For the sake of time, I will keep my chairman's report very brief. I have instructed the administrator to reach out to Wally Remmers to go out and do a tour of all of our landings that we are responsible for, as well as the Kent Monument. And I believe Mr. Remmers is putting together a plan for maintenance for 2024 and beyond. Okay, with that, we'll move to action items. First up is finance. Mr. Whalen, you have 2 action items.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Can you hear me? I got a green light.
I don't think they're working.
Yeah, I've
at
seen
all.
stuff not working.
Hasn't popped up at all for anyone's name.
Nope. It was the mics aren't on either.
Yeah, mine's not. When I push my button, my name's not coming up over there either.
Well, I can speak loud.
Why don't you wait, please, because it's difficult for people to hear on YouTube.
You could do it as an interpretive dance.
If you want to come up to the podium, I believe that's working. You could probably do that.
No. No wonder they don't want to hear.
Yeah.
There's the other ones that do that.
I got from the podium. Podium works.
Pardon? Okay. We're going to take just a break. He's going to reboot it. You need to be up here?
Yep.
I feel like I'm at a city council meeting.
Hey, I'm on now. The mic's on.
No. Okay, all good. Good.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
3%. That's hard for me to do.
You try them now, make sure you guys ain't on.
Press the button first.
Okay. All right, those
Right,
work.
okay,
All
right.
right,
So we're
Good.
Tim, try your again. All right.
Thank you.
That's not on. Oh, yeah, I heard you. Okay, turn yours on. We're good.
All right, Mr. Whalen, please proceed.
All right, thank you, Mr. Wood, and Mr. Jones. Finance, we have two approvals we need to take care of. The first is approval of bills with the public services for the county offices. This is with regard to shredding material that gets picked up from time to time, and this used to be handled by mooring. The public has since bought out mooring disposal, and so we need to establish new contracts. So I move to approve the contracts as presented and voted unanimously in the committee.
Is there a second?
Second.
And Mr. Hart, any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Your next item, please.
The intergovernmental agreement with the Regional Office of Education 8. I'm not going to read through the whole thing, but this intergovernmental agreement is made and entered into effective this first day of March 2024 between Carroll, the County of Carroll, State of Illinois, whose address is 301 North Main Street, Mount Carroll, Illinois, hereinafter referred to as Carroll, the County of Jim Davies, and the County of Stephenson, and education number 8 for Carroll, Jim Davies, and Stephenson counties hereinafter referred to as ROE. And I would move to approve this intergovernmental agreement as presented.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
By Hart, is there any discussion? Madam Clerk, please take roll on this, if you would, please.
Tim Whalen,
Yes, ma'am.
Ronnie Bush,
Aye.
Samuel Newton, Leanne Hayes,
Yes.
Casey Anthony, William Hadley,
Yes.
Jim Hart,
Yes.
Kurt Copeland,
Yes.
Adam Monero,
Aye.
Larry Jobers,
Aye.
Brooke Deininger,
Aye.
Scott Helms,
Aye.
Jackie DeMeester,
No.
Nicole Baker,
Aye.
13A, 1 nay, motion carries.
All right, thank you. Mr. Whalen, any other information out of your committee?
Not this evening, thank you, sir.
All right, thank you very much. We'll move on to public property and safety. Mr. Copeland, you have 3 action items.
Yes, first action item is an approval of a quote from an RFP, request for proposal, was issued by the county for the replacement of the courthouse roof. The 3 bids were received from Freeport Industrial, Premier Roofing, and Distinctive Roofing. A bid of $177,500 was received, and that was chosen, and the Sheriff Stowell recommended Freeport Industrial. If he is in the room, after I get a second, if you could come to the podium and give the criteria and why Freeport Industrial was chosen.
Second.
Okay, motion by Mr. Copeland, second by Mr. Hadley. Sheriff Stovall?
As Mr. Copeland said, we had 3 bids come in. One was disqualified because they did not bid the correct material. And then the other 2 came in. One of the other bids that we did have, I didn't feel comfortable with, simply because it was a company that had not bid with us before. We already have 2 of the roofs with the Duralast put on the public safety building and the jail. This will be our 3rd, and we would have the same company taking care of us with those. This other company had never provided a quote. Like I said, the tech that came to inspect the roof actually thought the roof was older than it was supposed to be. He had to do a drill test to make sure the material was correct. Thought it was older than when the building was built, so I wasn't really sure on how that worked. But he did the test, and I was correct. It was built and that's the roof that was on it. And then he wanted to use a different product at the beginning. I just think it would be better to have industrial roofing for a minimal fee, higher than the second bidder. They've installed 2 other roofs for us, like I said. They are local, and they're a longtime vendor with us. They've also been our expert on taking care of the roofs at the PSB and the courthouse before we replace those, on what to do, how to save money, and what our maintenance should be. So I just feel that the industrial roofing is a no-brainer.
Any questions for Sheriff Stovall? Mr. Hart?
What was the price difference? You said it was
$159, $170, and industrial roofing was $177, $500.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Any other discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please take roll.
Kurt Copeland.
Aye.
Adam Modero.
Aye.
Larry Jokers.
Aye.
Brooke Deininger.
Aye.
Scott Helms.
Aye.
Jackie DeMeester. Nicole Baker.
Aye.
Tim Whalen.
Yes, ma'am.
Ronnie Bush.
Aye.
Samuel Newton.
Aye.
Luann Hayes. Casey Anthony. William Hadley.
Yes.
Jim Hart.
Yes.
14 A, 0 nay. Motion carries.
All right, Mr. Copeland, your second item, please.
Yes, I have approval of qualifications for the HVAC project at the courthouse and jail. Fairgram took care of the process for the county, and the 8 bids were solicited, and one was returned by Helm Group. They had an average score on the qualifications of 91.6. Fairgram recommended them to the committee as Sheriff Stovall, and I'll have motion to approve the qualification of Helm Group. And then second, I'll have Sheriff Stovall, Mr. Spiegel from Fairgram.
Second.
Okay, motion by Mr. Copeland, second by Mr. Hadley. Darren, do you want to come up? Sheriff Stovall, do you have anything for this?
I just want to add that I did receive the letter of recommendation from Fairgram for Helm Group being the only bidder. Mr. Stiegel did advise me on the day of the opening of the qualifications that he personally reached out, or his firm personally reached out to 7 other vendors in order to have them bid. They did not put anything in, and he even reached out to the union sheet metal worker to advise anybody else that would like to bid, since it was on the bid docket for, I believe it was over 30 days, and we got one bid in. Obviously, the bid that we got in is better than qualifications to do the work that we need. Should I keep talking?
Oh, the microphone go off?
Just need to talk louder. Okay. That's where we're at. We have Mr. Stiegel here. If you have any questions, as he conducted the entire bidding process for us. I will add in that the next, so everyone's on the same page, the next procedure in this will be to contact Helm Group and have them actually come in and give us a quote on the pricing for each of the items that need to be taken care of. As you know, in the past, we had a professional come in, give us a recommendation on a price that it should be. So as long as Helm Group comes in within that range, we should be good, and I will be coming to you back in April to approve that so we can get the work started. Anybody have any questions for me or Mr. Stiegel?
Mr. Hart?
Just a quick question. I think this was the program to go out for design build.
Qualifications.
Qualifications. So this is that one that we did, which is our first one. And from what I saw, the scores were very good. And I think this process, if you use this process, it eliminates some of the need that we would normally have to have 2 or 3 different bids because of the qualification process. And you guys will be negotiating the price going forward, correct?
That's correct. So we'll take a look at what the prices are, and Fairgram will have those prices.
Yeah, I'm just saying that the lack of other quotes, I think, is immaterial in this regard to getting the process. So.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Hadley?
Yes. I want to thank Fairgram for reaching out to other vendors and everything. It's very important. We always try to get as many bids.
appreciate what the sheriff did on, getting 3 bids on the roof, I like bids, and so, thank you for going out and trying. Did they say a reason why they didn't want to bid on the project, or?
The main reason right now we're not getting a lot of bids on HVAC or mechanicals is because there's some really large projects in the area and the halls are very short on qualified people. And so this size of work that would take this long, you have to have a very large contractor that can handle it at this time. And in the RFQ, Helm submitted a schedule that would meet the county's requirements. I think that's just kind of where the industry's at right now.
Yeah, that's because of the ARPA money. A lot of people are using their ARPA money and using the companies. I understand that. Do you have an estimate now what you think the project's going to run? I mean, does Fairbrand have the estimate?
Fairbrand has the estimate, I have the estimate, no one else does. Because they want a fair bid from.
Yeah, I understand.
They don't have the numbers.
Yeah. And, okay, thank you, that's all. I appreciate that very much. Thank you.
Darren, did you have anything you wanted to add?
I don't think I need to. We've done this process twice. We've got the same bidder twice. They're more than qualified. My recommendation is to move forward so you can get this project done yet this year.
Any other discussion? Okay, seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Mr. Copley, you have one final action item, I believe.
Yes, it'd be the approval of the quote for UTV for EMA. This was brought to the board, I believe, in January. And at that time, it was determined that the request for proposal should be sent out for UTV. EMA Director Townsend presented to the committee 3 quotes, the same quotes that were presented in January. He preferred Polaris from Full Throttle Power Sports at a quote of $31,405.91. It has all the accessories that he wanted for the utility vehicle, and the committee voted unanimously to accept the quote.
Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to accept it.
All right, motion by Copley and second by Jogers. Any discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please take roll.
Kurt Copley.
Aye.
Adam Mottero.
Aye.
Larry Jogers.
Aye.
Brooke Deininger.
Aye.
Scott Holmes.
Aye.
Jackie DeMeester.
Aye.
Nicole Baker.
Aye.
Tim Whalen.
Yes.
Ronnie Bush.
Yes.
Samuel Newton.
Aye.
Luann Hayes.
Aye.
Casey Anthony.
Aye.
William Hadley.
Yes.
Jim Hart.
Yes.
14 A, 0 nay. Motion carries.
All right, any information out of your committee, Mr. Copley?
Yes, Sheriff Stovall advised that we have the most armed deputies on the department in 20 years. We're just too short of the maximum, and that's good. That's good. Let's do. That's all I have.
All right, thank you very much. We'll move on to the Administration Committee. Mr. Jogers, you have 2 action items.
Thank you, Chairman. The first one is approval of new salary for the Chief County Assessor, Angela Peterman, of $68,959. I'll make a motion to approve.
Is there a second? Second by Ms. Deininger. Is there any discussion?
I'll just add that we had this conversation in executive session on Wednesday's administration meeting, and it was unanimous to give her this raise at this amount.
All right, thank you. Mr. Hart?
I was just curious what the salary was previous to this and what percentage it
It
is.
was 3%.
3%.
3%. That's allowed in her contract.
Great, thank you.
Yep.
Anyone else? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, your next item, please, Mr. Jogers.
Number 13 in the packet is a bid for record imaging services for county clerk and recorder's office. We had looked at that last month, and the county clerk had decided we needed to take a second look at this. And so she put together that memorandum. Hopefully you all read that. I think we've got a really good decision here to go with one system, and that will help the customers with one fee. They don't have to learn two systems or pay an extra fee. And that was, I believe that was recommended unanimous as well. So I'll make a motion to approve.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
By Mr. Hart. Is there any discussion? Is there anything you wanted to add, Madam Clerk?
This has been a goal of mine for over 2 years. Last summer I started to look into the imaging project. We received 5 bids, and the bid that you guys is presented before you, I believe, is the highest value bid to the county, and I'm looking forward to getting these images digitized, and I'm keeping the records in Stephenson County safe and protected, but also accessible to our constituents.
Very good. Thank you. Please take roll.
Larry Jogers.
Aye.
Brooke Deininger.
Aye.
Scott Holmes.
Aye.
Jackie DeMeester.
Aye.
Nicole Baker.
Aye.
Tim Whalen.
Yes.
Ronnie Bush.
Aye.
Samuel Newton.
Aye.
Luann Hayes.
Aye.
Casey Anthony.
Aye.
William Hadley.
Yes.
Jim Hart.
Aye.
Kirk Copeland.
Aye.
Adam Modero.
Aye.
14 ayes, 0 nay, motion carries.
All right. Is there any information out of your committee?
I think that's all for now. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Move on to court services. Mr. Bush, you have 3 action items.
Yes, approval of resolution for appellate prosecutor. That was before the board in February. It had to go back to committee because we had some wrong information in it. So now we have corrected that. So I so moved.
All right. Is there a second? By Mr. Jogers. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
1 opposed, motion carries. Your next item, Mr. Bush.
Yes, approval of payment of the IT grant equipment. Ms. Bardell has told the committee that she received a grant of $173,000, $264.87. So we want a motion for approval for the payment for the IT grant equipment. What that grant was updating of the courtrooms with TVs and updating. And even it's going to be a new system set up here in this room as well. So I support.
All right, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Anthony. Mr. Bush, any match to the county on this grant? All right, very good. Any other discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
1 opposed, motion carries. Your final item, please.
Yes, approval of a mobile app for the circuit clerk, and what that is for people to be able to go on mobile app where they could go and pay their court fees or look up for court dates or whatever. Something easy for them to do. You know, you just go to your phone and you're fine. You got it.
Yeah.
I so move.
Is there a second?
Second.
By Mr. Jogers. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
1 opposed, motion carries. Any other information out of your committee, Mr. Bush?
We did approve the change in our April meeting time and date because the chairman and vice chairman will not be there. So plus we will be in Springfield for the UCCI legislation conference. So that will be April 6th at 5 p.m.
Okay.
And one other information, Judge Hauser informed the committee that the Office of Statewide Pretrial Service has hired a new pretrial officer, which is a local person, 2015 Football High School graduate, will be our pretrial officer for Stephenson County.
Anything you want to mention about youth diversion fees? Youth diversion fees?
Oh, that's right. I would ask Joe to see what.
Yes, there was a press release done earlier this week announcing that the next youth diversion distribution will take place on the Wednesday, April 3rd, court services meeting, and that those applications are due into the office by April 1st and 4th.
Okay. Miss Anthony.
I was just gonna talk about youth diversion.
Okay. All right. If nothing else, Mr. Bush?
That's it.
All right. We will move on to Nursing Center. Mrs. Baker, you have one action item.
Yep. We have approval of the fourth quarter of 2023 bad debt write-off in the amount of $13,314. With that, I make a motion to approve.
All right. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Hart. Mr. Hart, you had your button pushed? You
Oh,
didn't?
no, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I just wanted a second.
All right. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? One opposed, motion carries. Any information out of your committee? Oh, Mr. Hadley, I'm sorry. Let me get your button. Go ahead.
No, let her go ahead, then I have a question.
Okay, go ahead, Ms. Baker.
I just want to congratulate Paula Kraft on her 35 years of service with the Nursing Center. The staff did surprise her on Friday with a celebration. Our cook stove was delivered and is working great. The staff is very pleased with that, and census is at 47.
Okay, Mr. Hadley.
Yes, I brought it up at the nursing home committee meeting about a re-interview. Where are we at on re-interviewing the candidate that our management company had recommended to us?
The interview committee is going to reschedule and get back together. All three of us are going to get together and talk about it.
You're going to re-interview her then?
The interview committee is going to re-meet, and we will have a date set soon.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Anything else, Mrs. Baker?
No.
Okay. All right, we will move on to planning and development. Mr. Hart, Mr. Frick is gone. I know there's no action items. Any information on that committee?
No additional items and no information.
All right, we'll move on to public works. Mr. Newton, Mr. Brandt is out. You have an action item.
Thank you, Chairman. Approval to participate in the Illinois Rock Salt Joint Purchasing Agreement for 24 and 25 year. And I so move.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Copeland. Mr. Hart, you keep pushing your button and turning it off.
Sorry.
That's all right. Is there any discussion? All right, Madam Clerk, please take roll.
Samuel Newton.
Aye.
Luann Hayes.
Aye.
Casey Anthony.
Aye.
William Hadley.
Yes.
Jim Hart.
Yes.
Kurt Copeland.
Aye.
Adam Modero.
Aye.
Larry Jokers.
Aye.
Brooke Deininger.
Aye.
Scott Holmes.
Aye.
Jackie DeMeester.
Aye.
Nicole Baker.
Aye.
Tim Moreland.
Yes, ma'am.
Ronnie Bush.
Aye.
14 A, 0 nay. Motion carries.
All right, very good. Mr. Newton, any other information out of your committee?
Well, one other thing, we moved our next month's Public Works meeting to Friday, the 12th, to allow for board members to go down to the legislative session. This will be held on the 10th and 11th. And so I just encourage those that can go. It's going to be a good event, and there's a number of board members that will attend, not only in the urban or in the far south counties, but the city, Chicago County, or whatever. They'll be there as well. It'll be a joint session. We've never really been able to pull that off, and so I'm looking for all of our state legislators, senators, and many of our representatives to show up. So come if you can. Thanks.
Any update from the March UCCI meeting that you attended?
Nothing other than our planning for this event.
Okay, very good. Thank you. All right, with that, we will move on to public comment. Is there anyone that would like to come up and make public comment? No? Okay, we will move on then to new business. First is the approval of amendment to the 2024 County Board calendar for the month of April for precisely what Mr. Bush and Mr. Newton just referenced. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
By Mr. Copeland, is there a second?
Second.
By Mrs. Deininger, is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. And finally, we have tourism LTCB tax allocation. Nicole Haas from Greater Freeport Partnership. Didn't think that would be a tongue twister. Reached out to us late afternoon Tuesday after the agenda had actually already been put out, but the county clerk was able to get this added. So with that, I will let Nicole come to the podium and speak about this.
Good evening. First, I'm sorry, informal attire, just returning from the Governor's Conference on Travel and Tourism, where I had this conversation that you guys are going to vote on, but also on Tuesday found out that we were awarded the best tourism marketing campaign in the state of Illinois. So something we were able to bring home for Little Freeport in Stephenson County. So just again, going to echo those sentiments that of what we are requesting of the county board this evening. If you will remember, about 6 years ago, when the Greater Freeport Partnership was formed, we had forfeited some dollars that the state had given to Stephenson County to support tourism efforts. The state requires that for the specific type of tax to be allocated to the county, there must be a separate board specific to tourism. And when we all decided to come together, that was forfeited from Stephenson County. Right now, in working with the State Tourism Office and the Rockford Area Convention and Visitors Bureau, we can recapture those funds for Stephenson County. They are called LTCB, it's Local Tax and Convention Funds. That is what is our portion from what the state gets out of sales tax, hotel motel tax, and other. So this is not coming from anywhere else except our allocation prorated from what the state already collects. So that could be a substantial increase for what we can do in these types of campaigns for Stephenson County. We have to designate a certified CBB, and again, that's going to be the Rockford area CBB, and then the Greater Freeport Partnership will have a memorandum of understanding with the Rockford CBB to provide those services to Stephenson County using the dollars that are allocated here. So it really is bringing money back to the county that has not been spent here for about 6 years.
So before we open up this for discussion, is there a motion to place this on the floor? Mr. Bush, is there a second?
Second.
By Mr. Wayne. Is there any discussion?
Just a question.
Ms. Hayes.
Thank you, Chairman. So I do have a couple questions. You said that they're going to be providing services back to us. Can you go into a little bit more detail what that will look like?
They're providing funds back to us.
Funds.
The Greater Freeport Partnership will still provide the service.
Okay. Do we know how much you're getting for your allocation?
Right now, I would hate to speculate just because we don't know. It is prorated based on the number of CBDs, and then our portion here in Stephenson County is based on our food and beverage tax, our hotel motel tax, and our population.
Yep. Okay. That's it, thank you.
Anyone else?
No, those were my questions.
Okay.
Thank you.
If no one else, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
One opposed, motion carries. Thank you very much. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Mr. Bush, is there a second?
I second.
By Hayes. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?